Our Bible reading today is Luke chapter 3, verses 21 to 22, although we'll also be bearing in mind the genealogy, which I'm not going to read out because I'll stumble over all the names, but feel free to read that later on. When all the people were being baptized, Jesus was baptized too, and as he was praying, heaven was opened, and the Holy Spirit descended on him in bodily form like a dove. And a voice came from heaven, "You are my Son, whom I love. With you I am well pleased." Well, this passage is all about how we can be confident that Jesus can give us the new start we need. Here's Jesus receiving that wonderful voice from heaven, his Father, saying to him, "You are my Son, whom I love. With you I am well pleased." And what's wonderful good news about that is that, well, if Jesus is received and welcomed by his Father like that, then through him we can be welcomed and received too. Jesus has the Holy Spirit descend on him, the presence of the Holy Spirit, who can then be for Jesus' people. So Jesus brings the Holy Spirit because he is accepted by the Father. He is perfect. He is the true Son of God in true obedience and perfection. Now, if we were to read the genealogy, we'd find that there are some names which we particularly need to notice. First of all, David is mentioned. Jesus is the son of David. Well, Jesus is the promised one in David's line who would be the king who'd reign forever, who'd bring peace and bring us to God. Abraham is mentioned in the genealogy as well. Jesus fulfills the promise that one of Abraham's seed would bring blessing and bring God's presence and blessing to all who put their faith in him. But the genealogy goes right back to Adam to make the point that Jesus gives us a new start. What Adam lost for us, Jesus is able to regain for us. Jesus is like a second Adam. You see, through Adam's sin, we've all been cut off from God and separated. And our own sin separates us from God too. But it all started back there when Adam first sinned and turned away from God. He is our representative, sent the whole of mankind in banishment away from God, in exile away from God, and we followed suit. But Jesus is the new start. He's a second Adam who's able to bring about a new humanity who have God's presence again. And he can do that because he's perfect. He receives the Father's welcome. See, Jesus pleases his Father perfectly. He's loved by his Father. And so through him, we can have the new start that we need. And that's what we are desperately needing as we look around the world and as we look at our hearts. We see brokenness in us and around us. We see life spoiled in so many ways. But Jesus can fix that. Because in this, almost like a creation event, as Jesus is at the centre of the focus there in those two verses we read. It's like God is getting ready to recreate through this person, Jesus, the second Adam, for a new start. And he can recreate you and me. All who trust in him can have a new start with a new heart to be in God's presence again.